Now let us talk about some of the advanced features of Google Refine. Like one is faceting. We are going to use mobile survey data to demonstrate this feature. Like we go to the operator name column, then we go to the facet and then to the text facet and then get the list of all the operators with number of subscribers in each. A simple click on the name of the operator will display all the entries related to it and we can mass edit them. Now we will discuss the numeric facet feature. We go to the column SMS sent per day, then we go to the facet and then to the numeric facet and get this kind of output. We can play around to get specific data. For example, getting all the entries for specific range of SMS sent. Next, we discuss about the filtering feature of Google Refine. We go to the monthly bill column, then we go to the text filter and enter the amount. All the matching records are then shown. Again, these records can be edited at one go. We go back to the operator column to see the clustering feature. Then we go to the facet, go to the text facet, click on the cluster option. Now we get this dialog box. We can simply check which similar entries to merge. It's a powerful option to correct the messy data.
Welcome to the world of Google Refine, which makes messy data manageable. We will look at a real-life situation to realize the power of this tool. Gaurav has a long weekend ahead and he decides to read a book. But which one to read? He can always Google it or maybe ask his friends on Facebook. Or is there a real good option other than this? Here we can do our own analytics and use Google Refine to decide on which book to read. First of all, we need a data source. So we go to Facebook. Here we have Facebook Developers Tool and we are going to use Graph API Explorer to get the input data for Google Refine. API Explorer provides an access token which can be used to get input to the Google Refine. We will see how. Graph API is a powerful tool which lets us access various variables linked to a profile like the books, the movies which a person likes to watch, his interests, his likes. So going back to Google Refine, we need to create a new project. In create project, we have various options to start with an Excel file, a JSON file or an XML file. We will go with the web addresses and put the address of Graph API to get the input data. Link points to my profile because of the word me, and we are going to get the list of friends with the access token taken from Graph API. Now we click next. Now Google Refine is processing the input and we need to pass the data as JSON files. So we click on JSON files. Now we get data and it has various fields, ID and name. We need both of these, so we click on both. This is the kind of input we are going to receive from Facebook. We can rename our project here and click on create project to start working on this data. Thus we get 462 rows in our database from Facebook, which is having two columns. One is all the IDs of my friends and another one is having all the names of my friends. Now we need to add a column to this database which will have the list of books which my friends have read in the past or like to read. For this, we will use FBID as the key to get further data from Facebook. This is done by going to add column by fetching URL option. Here we are having the expression in which we have used a variable value which will basically be having the values of the key which we have decided, and we are going to get a list of books. Access token remains the same. We need to give a name to this column which would be FB underscore books. A throttle delay would be the time between the queries for Facebook, and we will press OK to let Google fetch data from Facebook. Google Refine will take some time to fetch this data as there are 461 rows. For us it took half an hour for Google Refine to fetch these 461 records, and you can see here this is the kind of data we have received in this FB books column. We can see here that some of the rows have not received any data, so some of my friends have not listed any books. We need to remove these. We do this using facets, text facets. We click, and here we get 301 entries are not having any books listed. So we click on this and we are going to remove these rows. So now we are left with 160 records of all the friends who have listed some books as their favorites. The data received in FB books column is a JSON stream which is having multiple entries in each cell. This is one of the entry. Here we see one of my friends having multiple books like Kite Runner, Love in the Time of Cholera. Similarly, for other friends, they have listed multiple books and we need to separate these into different rows. For this, we go to the options and use the transform command to format our data. We need to remove the data part at the beginning of all the rows. This can be done by a simple expression, replace the string with nothing. And we can click OK. And Google Refine already shows you the kind of results you can expect. So now we need to split these cells. This can be done by giving the separator. Here we have received each of the entry into a different row. Some further formatting is required to get the particular field from this JSON data, and we again go to the transform command. We use a function get which parses the JSON data and takes the value of field name. As in the preview, we can see the names being taken from each row and separately being listed now cleanly. We click OK, and this is the kind of data we are now having. Google Refine provides us with another powerful feature called reconciling. Through this feature, we can link our current database to an external database like Freebase. We go to the options in FB Books, go to the reconcile and click on start reconciling. We choose Freebase reconciliation service. This is the only online service till now with Google Refine. In future we can expect many more to join this. As we need the name of the books, so we use books and click on start reconciling. It will take some time for Google Refine to reconcile all the entries with Freebase. Once Google Refine has done reconciling, this will be the kind of data we receive. Here we can see it has automatically matched 14% of the entries, and still around 87% needs to be matched. It gives you option for each of the entry to choose. Just clicking on the entry, we can determine if this is the right one. And then we have the option of matching all identical cells or matching only this entry. We can do individually for each entry a match, or better, if we want to save time, we can again go back to reconcile actions and select match each cell to its best candidate. After this option, we see that 469 cells have been matched, and now only 40%, 46% needs to be reconciled. Now we can use the facet feature to look at the bigger picture of our data. So we are creating by counts the facets, and we can note the Da Vinci Code has been read by most people, 24 of them, followed by the Alchemist, 5 point someone, the Fountainhead. So this is one of the use of the facets. Still, if we are not satisfied with the kind of results, then Google Refine provides us with another feature of extending our data. To do this, we again go to edit column, and now we add columns from Freebase, as we have already linked our data to Freebase. Clicking on this, we will receive various options of the columns to be added. So we click on author, and another one we can click on genre. Here we get the options like constraint. So this limits the kind of entries we are going to get in this column. We limit it to 2. So each book is going to have at max 2 genres listed, and we click OK. We can see now we have additional columns, author and genre. Again, we can go to the facets feature, text facet. Results shows us that Chetan Bhagat is the most preferred author, followed by Ayn Rand. So now it make easier for us to make a decision regarding which book we are going to read. Further, if we want to know some of the names of the book by this author, then we can use the text filter feature, put the name of the author, and here we get the list of some of the books being read by our friends. Hope we are able to provide you some useful insights through this example and the power of Google Refine to work through messy data in daily lives. Thank you.